Dorgu's dribbling is characterized by his physicality. He uses his body exceptionally well to shield the ball. It makes it very difficult for opponents to dispossess him, and that strength is especially valuable in build-up play, where he's very calm and assured when facing the opposition press, puts that body in the way, gives him that extra time on the ball. Despite his size and strength, he does have a burst of acceleration, and that enables him to stride past opponents when he's given the space. His agility is pretty good, but what I would say is it's not to the level of an elite winger, but for a fullback, wingback style player, it's pretty good. He can change direction, he can shimmy his way past challenges, he's got step overs, he's got body feints. But what I would say is that whilst he's got this two-way ability, if he wants to match the likes of Balde, Alphonso Davies, I need to see even more agility. I need to see even more sharpness in the way that he moves his body. But skill-wise, he can roll the foot under his ball, and it allows him to have extra time and space. Because he uses his body so much, because he shields the ball so much, he's good at retaining the ball, but does he progress the game enough? And statistically, I wouldn't say he does. And when he's one-on-one, I'd say that he doesn't really have that finesse to really tear fullbacks apart like a Lamine Yamal. And I say that because obviously United want him to become an elite winger, even in the wing-back position, because he's going to be the one holding the width. So he needs to do more in terms of turning successful dribbles into meaningful opportunities, such as key passes or shots on target. I think he's agile for his size, but his lateral movements could still become even more refined to make him even more effective in tight spaces, especially against elite defenders further down the line. Dorgu doesn't put enough crosses into the box like a DeMarco, someone who's a specialist at crossing, but this 40% success rate, that's above average. However, what I would say is that whilst he's got this ability to locate teammates consistently, I think the stats are inflated. They don't really translate well into goal scoring opportunities. In terms of breaking down the different types of crosses, his low drilled balls across the ground are one of his more effective techniques. These deliveries are direct, they're harder to defend against, and they offer a better chance for attackers to connect with the ball in dangerous areas. When he's cutting inside and delivering inverted crosses, I've seen a bit of promise here. He's also got this ability to use both feet, so out from the right wing when he's putting crosses in, there's a degree of unpredictability to his game, and he can deliver from different angles. However, overall, whilst he's accurate, his crosses are too loopy, they lack the whip, pace and danger, particularly from this left side, to create genuine goal-scoring opportunities. They're giving goalkeepers way too much time to adjust and deal with the ball effectively, and it's making it hard for his teammates to get good connection on the ball because he tends to cross from very deep, and that limits the effectiveness of these deliveries. Crosses from these deeper positions are less dangerous, they're more predictable, and they're not really that functional. So he needs to hit less long balls into the box and actually get to the byline and put proper crosses in. This is probably the main reason why he's got low assist numbers, because there's a lack of end product from his deliveries. Despite the fact that he's actually finding the teammates, there's no real quality or intent behind these crosses. Dorgu's aerial ability is a standout feature of his game. He averages 3 headers per game with a close to 50% success rate. I'd say he's an aerial force to be reckoned with of the future. He's shown a capacity to score headers, particularly from set pieces. He's got good sense of positioning, courage, timing. He also can read the flight of the cross and direct his headers quite accurately. I'd say if utilised as an orthodox fullback in a back four system, his defensive heading ability would be an asset. He would be able to defend the far post against crosses and clear danger away from set pieces. So he's got a combination of strength, leaping ability and bravery. I'd say similar to a Luke Shaw, where his physical stature and aerial prowess makes him a difficult opponent in heading duels for a winger. Overall, I'd say in terms of room to grow, his heading technique could use a bit more refinement to improve consistency and accuracy, particularly in front of goal. Although he excels in wide areas, it remains to be seen whether his aerial dominance could translate as effectively if he was to play more in a centre-back role in the long-term future. But for now, for a wing-back role, or even getting at the far post as a goal threat, I think it's more than good enough. Now, whilst his one-on-one defending was a bit of a weakness, in terms of his spatial defending, it's actually one of the stronger aspects of his game. He demonstrates a high level of anticipation. He's regularly intercepting passes, a lot of successful defensive actions per game. His quick actions, his springy nature allows him to cut out these dangerous balls effectively. His spatial awareness allows him to position himself effectively to block crosses, cut off passing lanes. So I think if he's in a situation where he's being asked to screen dangerous areas or press, I think he's someone who could excel at that type of role. He excels when he's vacating his position to close down space, hunt for the ball. His aggression, his energy, they're key strengths in this type of situation. So he can disrupt opposition build-up play quite effectively. And even when he does need to dive into tackles or challenges to block passes, he does that with more confidence and efficiency than when he's dealing with static one-on-one situations. In terms of his long passing, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I think Dorgu does have the ability to use both feet when he's distributing long passes. So this ambidexterity gives him an unpredictable element to his passing game. In terms of the mechanics of his long passing, I feel it's solid. He's got a good clean strike, natural technique, natural power. So that's a strong foundation upon which to build upon. He's capable of executing some jaw-dropping passes, such as long switches of play, particularly from left wing back to right wing. I think that can change the dynamic of the attack. His curled passes into channels, vertical passes down the line. Again, I think this demonstrates potential, but with a long pass accuracy rate of just 50%, this is clearly an area of his game where he's struggling to deliver consistent, accurate long balls. And I think the technique isn't the issue. It's his ambition and his lack of game intelligence. He sees the big picture, so he attempts these Hollywood passes, but he's misjudging key factors such as where are the opposition positioned, underestimating their ability to intercept. He's not really showing that pass empathy. He's not looking at his teammates' readiness. Are they in a position to control that ball effectively? He needs to have better situational awareness in general. And then obviously slight refinements to his technique, but it's more the game intelligence here, which is an issue. If he can correct that, then this could become less of a liability and more of a strength as his career progresses.